Peskies Pest Control. Put your birds on the run. Call 205-470-8161.
Hey, and welcome to the Peskies Pest Control Podcast. Today, I have got Dr. Beau Beard with me. He owns the Farm chiropractic business in Birmingham, Alabama, and also Chelsea, Alabama. Beau, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Hope my voice holds out here, so we'll see.
Hey, all good. You sound great on, on camera and all that. So, Beau, tell us a little bit about your business. Let's just kind of, go into why you started, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so we're a chiropractic and rehab center. So it's called the Farm Functional Athletic Rehabilitation and Movement, which can be a mouthful. So just go by the Farm. But it's myself and my wife, Dr. Sloan, who started the practice back in 2014. And like I said, it's a mix of chiropractic. So people tend to think chiropractic is just come in, get your back adjusted or popped and see you later. But we both have a master's in sports rehab. We have a lot of other, fancy certifications nobody want to hear about. But what that allows us to do is kind of look at your whole health from a global standpoint. Yeah, we have a musculoskeletal focus, but our tagline is better than before. So the goal is you don't just come in and get your back pain taken care of. We're looking at how you move, how you eat, how you train, kind of the things you do throughout your life, and really try to get you to move better than before. So we don't see you for the same thing in our office, hopefully again.
That's great. Yeah, I know as a firefighter, former firefighter, mobility is everything. Strength is everything. Because as we age, we start to fall apart.
It's a natural part of life. And I did a talk this morning to a bunch of firefighters, and we were talking on the importance of not waiting for injuries to show up, but hopefully getting yourself moving better and maybe a little more often so they don't show up at all. That would be the real goal, which is kind of a bad business model, but that's what we want our patients to work towards and strive for.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I mean, the food is almost 100% if you'd agree.
Yeah, it's the funny thing is people come to us obviously for an ankle sprain, low back pain, a headache, jaw pain. And, within a couple of visits, we're talking to all these people about, how you sleep, how do you eat? Are you exercise not enough or too much? Should you try something different? And, all the fun stuff in between. But yeah, we're really trying to take care of your whole health to our best ability, and also just be a part of your healthcare team, which is maybe a lost art nowadays. So we're trying to bring that back. I
would agree. I think health in general is a lost art.
We can have a long conversation on that, but yeah, like I said, if somebody comes to me and let's say it's because of their knee pain, and I think that maybe one of the more important aspects to not only help their knee pain, but for their health is to, decrease inflammation, lose some weight. We kind of say, give them what they want, but keep them around for what they need. So we want them to be out of knee pain, but I also want them to be a healthy individual that doesn't have knee pain anymore. So we're going to have those hard conversations that, maybe I don't have a treatment or a tool specific for that, but I can help you walk you down that path.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what got you into business? Let's just talk about what made you want to start and go out on your own and take that leap of faith, if you will.
Yeah. So going way back, since I'm old now, when I was 9 years old, I fractured my femur playing kind of pickup football. I still to this day have a titanium rod in my left femur. And on the back end of that surgery, I was from small town in central Illinois. Didn't have the greatest, post-op rehab program, which meant none. And they basically, I guess, thought I was a kid and you're going to be fine. You're resilient. And everything wasn't perfect, especially when I got into sports. So some things kind of came to light later. So I really got into this because I was fortunate enough to play sports, for a long time after that initial injury. And I want to make sure when I first got into practice that never happened to a patient that I saw, right? If a kid came in with injury or an adult, that they got the best possible care. As it's evolved, now it's kind of more what we just talked about. Like I see, we have an athletic spin, but I see a lot more just, general, average Joes, weekend warriors, people that are just trying to be the best they can every day. And that tends itself towards a more holistic approach or whole health approach. So now what kind of fires me up is, solving the problems of, can I not only get somebody out of pain, which becomes easier and easier as you go into practice. It's, well, can I get them to put on some muscle, get over this kind of osteoporosis thing, lose a little weight, deal with this autoimmune issue. And you're trying to do that as economically and as timely as you can, but also, like I said, like we want them to get what they came for, which if you package it correctly, you can do all that at once. And you just gotta, that's part of business, right? Is figuring out how to package that.
100%. Well, I mean, and I'd say it is all in a package. I mean, you've got to eat right, you've got to exercise, you've got to do all the things. So, just like here at Peskies Pest Control with the pest control, sometimes our customers have to help us out, just like your customers have to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody understands this. I could give you all of the best information. I could tell you stuff that's in, some of these books here behind me. And if you don't act on it, I mean, it doesn't change anything. So we don't just say, oh yeah, you got to go do this stuff. Really what your job becomes is kind of a coach. It's like how to kind of motivate people to stick with this or make the change or do their home exercises or, whatever it is. And that can be really tough. I mean, myself included, I don't think I eat perfect. I think I eat really good. I don't do all the things I could do to keep myself feeling awesome because I just want to go, hit the trail and run instead of doing my, drills every once in a while. So the goal is keeping the motivation high, making it fun, right? Not making it kind of a drag to have to come into a clinical setting.
100%.
And at the end of the day, just, really aligning goals. So if somebody wants to be able to do something that maybe they told they couldn't do or they shouldn't do, and you allow them to see that they could do that and eventually accomplish it. I mean, that's the fun stuff.
Oh, 100%. Well, other than the amazing passion that you bring to this, this line of work, because I know I've spoke with you off camera, you bring a lot of passion to your business, and I really respect that. So what else sets you apart?
Yeah. Like I said, it's funny. So when we first came to Birmingham, I thought we were coming into the sports medicine Mecca, right? We have James Andrews, who set up his Andrews Institute here, who is basically the godfather to orthopedic surgery in the sports realm. And I kind of walked in, I was like, oh, we're kind of set apart and different based just on what we offered, right? That kind of chiropractic, physical therapy, sports performance, functional medicine. Like nobody was offering all that. Times have changed, right? We're talking 13 years later. There's more people offering those products. And now it's kind of, well, what does set us apart? I really think it is if you came into a session and, just kind of followed all the clinicians around the office, you'd see we have a lot of interns from a lot of, chiropractic and physical therapy schools all over the country that come and hang out with us. So there's an educational component to what we're doing as doctors with other students that bleeds over to the patient visit where it seems to be this kind of teaching thing. There's also, I teach to professionals as well. So the fact that I have to kind of stay sharp and hone my skills enough to where I'm not just, treating people, but it's like, well, how am I going to go help other professionals treat on the same, I don't want to say the same level as us, like we set the bar, but we're trying to. So I really think education is at the epicenter of all we're doing, and it helps me stay sharp. It creates a more fun experience for the patient when they have interns in there and they see it's kind of a team approach to their case. But yeah, if you came in there, I think everybody leaves and says the same thing, that they get educated as a patient. They can tell we're trying to do that with our interns, our preceptors. And then, I think everybody's aware that, comes to our practice that I'm a nerd and I, like to write books and teach and lecture and do all that stuff. So it's just kind of wrapped into the practice.
No, I love it. Cause again, the passion, everything, it shows through in your business. So, let's let everyone know. So first of all, I know you are in Chelsea, and Birmingham. So is there just one location, two locations? What's going on there?
Yeah. So we're literally can throw a stone and hit the Chelsea city limit sign from where we're at in Birmingham. So we're in the Narrows off, technically Highway 280, but old Highway 280. So again, right off Highway 280, the intersection of 41 and 280. And like I said, we are technically closer to Chelsea than we are to the Birmingham Metro. But we service people, on a daily. We have people coming from out of state, from hours away. And then, from 5 minutes away, as we're fortunate enough to live, less than 10 minutes away from our own office here. So yeah, we have a small town feel, but we still service a much bigger area.
I love it. Well, Beau, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. And again, as us being a small business, we really like to talk to other small businesses and just, have fun talking about our business.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate having me on, and can't say enough about how you've helped us out with your own company. So I appreciate it as well.
Well, I appreciate you. Well, hey, have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks. Bye.